Okay, quick little note about triangles and pyramids. Triangles and pyramids both have a point called the apex. It's important to understand that the apex is right there in case it ever references that, in case it ever says the line drawn from the apex to the center of the base or anything like that. So we need to know the apex is the point right at the top. And if I scroll down here to the pyramid, it's the same thing. Any of these things here, those are all an apex. So they both have an apex. Pyramids and cones look very much the same. The difference is that the pyramid can have a square base, a triangle base, any kind of shape that we have can be the base of a pyramid, and the base of a cone is always going to be a circle. The other thing is you've got this slant height here, and the slant height is the literal slanted height down the side. The slant height and the actual height and the radius of that thing forms a right triangle, which means it's possible we have to do some sort of Pythagorean theorem if we're missing one of the dimensions and we need it in the formula. The formula for the volume of a cone is 1/3 pi r squared h. So we need the height and the radius, which means sometimes they'll give us the slant height. I'm not sure if you ever see this, but this is the letter they use for slant height. It's a cursive L. We used to use it more when we taught surface area. We don't do that anymore, so we don't have to worry about it now. But just in case it does pop up, that's what a slant height is going to look like. If I go down to a pyramid here, it's the same idea, and I'll look at this bottom one. If I draw in to make this thing into a right triangle right there, I have a right triangle with the height, the slant height, and then this thing doesn't have a name. I call it a radius in quotation marks because it's half as long as a side. So that thing is half as long as that. So if I highlight this in yellow, this green side is half as long as that. So the radius is half as long as a side in yellow. And I got to think about that when I'm doing these because a lot of times what will happen is we'll know how long the yellow side is, we'll know how long the slant height is, and we have to find the height. So we have to do Pythagorean theorem again. So be on the lookout for this. It's an evil little trick they'll throw into some of these problems to try to trip you up.